So, my favorite player just got traded from my favorite team. James Harden has done many great things for the Houston Rockets. We gave us our franchise best in wins. He had our unguardable tour where he was ripping through everybody in his MVP season. And now he's expected to compete for the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, it's just kind of tough to process right now, but I'm going to break down this whole trade. Shams just tweeted out the entire trade. The Rockets are getting Victor Oladipo, Dante Exum, Rodion Kurucs, 3 first-round picks from the Brooklyn Nets from 2022, 24, 26, one from the Milwaukee Bucks in 2022. The Brooklyn Nets are sending 4 pick swaps, 2021, 23, 25, 27. The Brooklyn Nets are, of course, getting James Harden. The Indiana Pacers are getting Caris Levert in a second rounder, and the Cavs are getting Jarrett Allen and Taurean Prince. Right off the bat, these picks in the future are going to be valuable. You know, near the end, pick swaps of 25, unprotected in 26, and pick swap in 27. I mean, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant are going to be pretty old by then. They just traded away 2 big pieces of their future in Caris Levert and Jarrett Allen. They're all in right now. And if this goes wrong, it could go really wrong. And if it goes right, it could go really, really right. I'm not going to knock James Harden for wanting a trade, to be honest with you. He's done a lot for the franchise. I know a lot of Rockets fans are salty, but it might just be time to move on. We've really just traded all our young players for old players. We purged it last season. That's what Daryl Morey did. We had the oldest roster in the NBA, the shortest roster in the NBA, and it just didn't make any sense. I think these picks that we're going to get are going to bring a lot of youth to the team that we've been missing for so many years. Like, I can't even remember the last time we had like a young team with a core. It was really just James Harden, and we were trying to build on that. So I think this is going to be a nice fresh start. Victor Oladipo and John Wall are going to be exciting, but I don't think Victor Oladipo is going to re-sign with the Rockets. He's going to be a free agent this summer, and I think he's going to get a pretty hefty contract. There's not many good free agents out there this summer. Dante Exum and Rodion Kurucs, I mean, those are just kind of extra. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Joe Harris, and DeAndre Jordan are going to be the lineup for the Brooklyn Nets. Is that going to be able to contend with the Lakers? I think so, and I'm excited to watch it. The Indiana Pacers, I think they are getting a big steal here, getting Victor Oladipo off the team for Caris Levert. Caris Levert is under contract, and Victor Oladipo is not. Caris Levert is ascending, and Victor Oladipo is not. I mean, he's kind of been stagnant in the last couple of years. He had the injury. He's coming back from that. I think he's going to try to get his last big contract this offseason, and I don't think the Pacers want him to pay him that, especially when you have to pay Sabonis, you got to pay Brogdon, now you're going to have to pay Levert, TJ Warren, Miles Turner. Like, these guys are all going to get pretty hefty contracts. The Cavs are making away with this trade as big winners. They're pretty much stealing Jarrett Allen and Taurean Prince for a first-round pick from Milwaukee in 2022. Giannis just re-signed. He's going to be on the roster. They're going to be pretty good. And they only gave away Dante Exum on the roster. Jarrett Allen is a big piece for their future. Andre Drummond is going to be a free this summer. I don't think JaVale McGee is going to be around much longer. So Jarrett Allen's going to hold it down on the center spot for the foreseeable future. Who won this trade? We're yet to see. If the Nets win a championship out of this and James Harden gets a ring, they win. But I think, man, they're gonna be very old in 2027. Like, Kevin Durant's gonna be retired. They're not gonna have very many young players. It's not gonna be the same as the Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett trade to the Nets when they gave up all those picks, because I think this definitely makes the Nets a better team. But it might have the same effect on the franchise, because they were at a point where they were rebuilding. They were just grasping at straws, and I think Sean Marks has done a really good job at building this franchise to the point where it is today. But they may have just put themselves in another hole after they're contending. And I get that winning is everything, but for the long run, this may severely hurt the Nets. and help the Rockets. And I'm glad that we have all these first round picks back because we're missing them. We're missing our own first round picks from they're into OKC for the Russell Westbrook trade. Man, that was terrible. But we have the first round pick from Washington that should be good from the John Wall trade. All these first round picks. We got 2 first round picks in the deal to get Christian Wood. We dumped Robert Covington and we got 2 first round picks in Christian Wood. So I think Rafael Stone is doing a great job. We've accumulated so many assets. I think I wouldn't be surprised to see PJ Tucker traded at the deadline or someone like Daniel House traded. I mean, someone who can garner first round picks. There might be a purge at the deadline. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm just a little shell-shocked right now. This is a big deal for me. I mean, my favorite basketball team has changed forever. The Harden era is the second most successful era in Rockets history after Hakeem Olajuwon in the 90s. And there's a lot of great memories. I just want to say goodbye to James Harden, and thanks for watching.